We go. All right, salute omnes, Living Latin Live, episode 8 here on a Wednesday evening, at least for me here in the East Coast of Florida. But let me go ahead and get it started. So we're going to continue our story here. Let me share my screen. If I got the right stuff. There we go. Cool. Let me go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. There we go. So it's easier for me to see with my cheaters on. All right. So as usual, we're just going to start with a little bit of daily read. So Rachel, I'm going to throw you in there. See if you can remember some stuff from last time. But there is some new vocabulary. I'll try to keep it on the screen there. But we'll just kind of jump in and see where we go. So do what you can. All right, Karen, we'll start with you. So es puer qui habitat in Endor. Puer es Lucius Groundcrawler. What does all that mean in English?
There's a boy that lives in Endor. The boy is Lucius Groundcrawler.
Optime, good. All right, and let's see. Let's keep it rolling. Let's do one sentence, Rachel. Let's see, because shake the rust off a little bit. Lucius robaticum abet sed est problema. Right, Rachel. What does that mean in English?
Okay, let's see. Lucius had a robot. And said, I don't know.
But
It's a problem.
yes, but there is a problem. Ita, good. Yes, Lucius has a robot, but there's a problem. Roboticus eius birotam vult. Let me go ahead and get some more there. Roboticus eius birotam non abet sed vult. Allison, you came in just at the right time, so you can hit the ground running. What does that mean in English?
His robot wants a bicycle. His robot doesn't have one, but wants one.
Yes, good. So Roboticus says his robot wants a birotam, and his robot does not non abet birotam sed vult, but wants one, we can assume. All right, good. So let's keep going here. So Karen, Roboticus laetus non est Lucius quoque laetus non est. All right, what does all that mean in English?
The robot is not happy. Lucas also is not happy.
Yes, good. That quoque again is also good. So the robot laetus non est is not happy, and then Lucius quoque also is not happy. All right, let's see. All right, Rachel, it's the wheels back to you. So Lucius laetus non est, quia roboticus suus pirotam non habet. All right, Rachel, what do you think that means in English?
Lucas is not happy.
Quia.
Quia who?
Close. It's going to be the reason why. So because.
Okay, Quius is not happy because the robot doesn't have a bicycle.
Yes.
Suus?
Suus is Lucius's own robot, so it's referring to his own, right?
Okay.
So Lucius is not happy because his robot, right? Robotico Suus pirotam non habet, does not have a bike. Yeah,
Okay.
good. Yeah, so again, you can see the lightus here. Okay, happy, not happy. Here we go, non est, right? This word quia. So the word is cur. If I ask you a question, cur, like why? Quia would be an easy way to respond because. And cur, C-U-R, that's where we get the word curious from. So why? Quia, because. All right, good. Yeah, throwing a lot at you, Rachel. You're diving in. All right, Lucius pirotam robotico suo volt Lucius ad Tatooine eat. All right, Allison, what does that mean in English?
Lucas wants a bicycle for his robot.
Eat.
And Lucius goes to Tatooine. Lucius goes to Tatooine.
Good, yes. Lucius Groundcrawler, he wants Walt and Birotam a bike for his robot, Robotico Suo. So just to draw your attention to that, Roboticum here, Roboticus here, Robotico here. So we got different spellings. So you want to be thinking about why that's the case. So Latin does that. And then, yep, Lucius goes, eats ad Tatooine. All right. Optime. Well, let's keep going. Est vir qui clarus et senex est. Vir est Sean Connery. All right, Karen, what does that mean in English?
There's a man, he's famous and old. The man is Sean Connery.
Yes, good. And the qui here, just so you can see, it's a little bit different. Because I think it's what you thought earlier, Rach, right? This you thought was, oh, who? That was a good guess because this is actually who. The quia with the A is just a different word. So the spelling is the key here. But yeah, there is a man who is famous and old, right? That man is Sean Connery. All right. Sean Connery simiam abet said es problema. All right, Rachel, what does that mean in English?
Okay, let's see. Sean Connery has a monkey,
Yes.
but that's a problem.
Yes, but es problema, but there's a problem, right? Yes, problema est, right? There is a problem. We can assume it like that. But there's a problem, or it's a problem. Can't really look at it. So you can just flexible, it can go either way. Simia apes edre amat prandio. Sean Connery scutum shimiai shuai volt. Right, Allison, what does all that mean in English?
The monkey likes to eat bees for lunch.
Eat that.
Grandio's lunch. Sean Connery wants a shield for his monkey.
Eat that. Good, yeah.
But
So,
why? The monkey wants bees.
yeah.
What? So
He
why
wants to get a shield to protect his monkey from those bee stings. He's gotta protect him somehow. So he's not gonna tell his monkey not to eat bees, but he's gonna get him a shield. I don't know. It's Sean Connery. What are you gonna do? Sean Connery.
I
Yeah,
thought
so simia apes, right? So this word here, amat, likes. It can also be like love, but we're gonna use it contextual here. Like the monkey likes, and then edere is to eat. All right, he likes to eat apes. And this word prandio. Prandium is the word for lunch. So we're using it like for lunch. The spelling changes a little bit. So a little difficult for, beginning Latin, but we just threw it in there for the heck of it. And then this word, Sean Connery, scutum volt. He wants one for his simian. All right. Just like here, we have Lucius birotam volt for his robotico, right? So the spelling has changed a little bit, right? So kind of notice that spelling change that happens. And we'll talk a little bit more about that, but just want you to see it first.
so. The
All right.
botico is because it's an indirect object.
Yep. So he wants this item, the direct object, the birotam. Who does he
Right.
want it for? He
the
wants it
robot.
for his robot.
Right.
Here, Sean Connery wants a shield, a scutum, but who's he want it for? Simiai suai.
Monkey.
A little bit different of a spelling here. Notice the spelling here has changed, right? Simia becomes simiam here, becomes simiai here. Roboticus becomes roboticum and becomes robotico. All right. So it's good. I don't want to tell you the answer yet. I just want you to kind of notice those changes. So that's one of the things Latin does. All right. And and I swear I'll answer it if we'll come back to it. I won't leave you hanging, but Sean Connery, whoops, I missed that. Non est laetus quia scutum non abet simiae suae. That's kind of a long sentence. Karen, why don't you tell us what that means in English?
Sean Connery is not happy because he doesn't have a shield for his monkey.
That sounds funny when you say it in English. Yeah, Sean Connery, non
It
es lightus.
sounds funny when you
Yeah.
say it in Latin too.
Oh, yeah, I guess it does. Simiae suae, good. Simia quoque laetus non est, quia apes edre vult, sed scutum non habet. All right, Rachel, this is a tough one. I'm throwing it at you. Let's see what you can do.
Okay, we'll see. Let's see. The monkey is also not happy because the bees want. Let's see, what is that one?
I'm making a motion.
Oh, because because the bees want to eat. I don't know. So we have Iscutum shield.
Yes.
Not okay. Hold on. Let's see. The monkeys also not happy because
Mm-hmm.
it
So
wants.
imagine the word missing here is that.
Oh, okay, because the monkey wants to eat the bees.
Is that where we said earlier?
Yeah.
We need like Craig does a great gesture for this.
Yeah, in front of my
But
students, I get up and
Oh,
there you go. But
but he doesn't have a shield.
yes, there you go. Good. Yeah,
So
this is
wait, the monkey
tricky.
doesn't have a shield?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
The monkey is your subject. So here's so kind of getting into the different spelling, right? One of the beautiful things about Latin is that the words, the way they're spelled, is going to give you its grammatical function in the sentence.
Yeah.
So we've been saying, like, for example, simiam is different than simia than simiai. Whoops. That's because here's simia spelled with that is its nominative form, means it's the subject. It can only be the subject. Whereas here with the M on the M, it's the direct object because Sean Connery has a what? He has a monkey. So it becomes simiam, right?
Okay.
Whereas here, he wants a shield for his monkey. So we changed the spelling to simiai, right? So in
Okay.
your sentence, the simia is always going to be the subject, right? Because it's a nominative case. That's the only function it can perform. So the simia is not laetus, right? Because we have to understand the simia wants to eat the bees, but
But,
the simia, again, as we have to understand, does not have non abet a scutum, and that's the direct object here. So this is
okay.
one of the things that strengthens, like, this is going to make, this is why Latin is a superpower, because you have to kind of see how the way the word spelled gives its grammatical function. But the beautiful thing is that once it has that form, it won't change its function in the sentence. I heard a
Yeah.
question in there.
So is semi dative?
Yes. Yes, that's the key word. Yes. So this is what you call the dative, right? Which is your indirect object. This is the accusative, which is your direct object. And then semi is nominative, which is the subject.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Oh, Ita. I said I wouldn't leave you hanging, so that was a good time to fill it in. So there we go. All right.
But robotico isn't dative, it's
Actually, robotico is dative.
it is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I
roboticus
thought
here.
those O endings meant ablative.
Oh, it can mean that too. It can. It
Oh,
can.
okay.
Yeah. That's the beautiful thing also, right? Is that we're gonna have what looks like the same form, but is actually not. There's a way to understand that this, for example, if this had ob, right? That would be a prepositional phrase. That's going to be telling you pretty easily that that's it's going to signal that that's a ablative case. But because we don't have that, we know we can just read this, that we know he's the subject, Lucius. He wants something. Well, he wants the direct object, the birotam. That's a sentence. But who does he want it for? Kui, right? I think we did this. Kui, who does he want it for? He wants it for his own robot, right? So that's why it's in the dative. All right. Let's see here. I think it's back to you, Karen. So Sean Connery ad Toledo, España, eat.
Sean Connery goes to Toledo, Spain. Toledo, Spain.
Yes. Near where Allison will be eventually, right? Well, I don't know if Toledo's near where you're, but it's in Spain, so it counts. All right. Es femina, quae pulchra et clava est. Beyonce es femina, et regina appium est. Allison, maybe we're on you. I don't know, but go ahead. You take that. What's the English for that?
There is a woman who's beautiful and famous. Beyonce is a woman and the queen of bees.
Yes, very good. Yeah,
The
that's a
queen of
tricky one.
bees or the queen bee?
She's the queen of bees. I didn't make her
Of
the
bees.
queen bee. Maybe I gotta fix that. But regina appium, right? So that's the
Just
queen
wanted to make
of
sure I understood
bees.
it.
Yeah, no, you got it right. So good. All right. Let's see here. Beyonce multos apes habet. Beyonce apes mirabiles habet. Apes saltantes sunt. All right. Rachel, it's back to you. All right. So
Okay.
what do you think that means in English?
Beyonce has many bees.
Yep.
Okay. Mira has mirabiles.
Mirabiles. Any
Yeah.
guesses?
Marvelous.
Marvelous. Beyonce has marvelous bees.
Yep.
Amazing.
And
Bee-
now what kind of bees are they? This may have come up in a previous class, and I blame Allison for this.
Saltante soon. I don't know.
Good.
Can
So what are
Alice
saltantes, Allison? There you go. She's demoing it.
dancing?
Yep.
Yes.
If
Yes.
you speak
Apes.
Spanish, that word looks like jumping.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Saltantes. Well, it's what it kind of means in Latin too. Saltare is to jump, but it also can be by extension dancing. So I try
Okay.
to use as many cognates as I can, even if they are from another language.
Yeah.
Good, optime. Yeah, so good. So yeah, multos. You got that right away. Multos apes. And then what's tricky about this sentence is Beyonce has wonderful, miraculous bees. And then we switch subjects now. Probably evil of me, but the apes are sunt saltantes. They are dancing bees.
dancing.
Yeah. All right. Sed es problema, Beyonce irrata es quia simia apes edere amat grandio, Alice. Karen, it's your turn. Sorry. You're muted. Oh, there you are.
But there's a problem. Beyonce is mad because the monkey wants to eat the bees for lunch.
Yes, Ita. Beyonce irrata es, right? She's mad, like you said, quia, because the monkey likes to eat bees for lunch. Bene. Es problema magnum, Beyonce concilium abet. Beyonce arienas volt. All right, Alison, what does that mean in English?
I don't know what concilium or audienas are.
Okay, that was from last week. So concilium, ariena.
So it's a big problem. But Beyonce has a plan. Beyonce wants
Bananas.
Oh,
Bananas, Ita.
wants oh good.
Bananas. She's got a plan. She wants bananas. I wonder why. All right. Beyonce arienas apibus suis volt, sed non habet. Beyonce at Kingston, Jamaica eat. All right, Rachel, see if you can figure that one out.
Okay, let's see. Beyonce. Okay, you just said Arianas and I already forgot.
It's okay. What are they, Allison?
Bananas?
Yeah,
Okay.
Karen knows too. So she volt arienas. So she
Beyonce
what?
she wants bananas.
And who does she want them for?
Oh, please.
For
For her monkeys.
For her bees. Remember,
sorry, for
she's the
bees.
queen bee. Yep.
Okay, right. So Beyonce wants bananas for her bees, but she doesn't have them.
And then the rest?
Beyonce goes to Kingston, Jamaica.
That's right. She's going to Kingston, Jamaica. Just figures that's where the bananas will be. There you go. Optime. Ita. Good. All right. Any questions on any of that? Like, we're actually going to be focusing on this kind of thing today, this dative case indirect object today a little bit. So if it's not clear as mud, it probably will be by the end of today's lesson. So that's our challenge. All right. So let's go ahead and switch into our slides today. So these are the constructions we've been working on: est, habet, volt. Today we're really focusing on a dicit. So dicit means to speak or say. So he or she is going to say something to someone. So the a is going to be kind of the stand-in here. So we're going to be looking at that. But let's move my screen around here. So just to kind of review, est puedes Lucius Groundcrawler. Lucius Groundcrawler est in Endor, habitat in Endor. Et Lucius Groundcrawler roboticum habet. Whoops, here we go, habet. Deinde sed roboticus problema habet. Roboticus problema habet. Roboticus birotam non habet. Oh, omnes, omnes habet ne roboticus birotam ita an minime.
Minime.
Minime, non habet birotam. Habet ne roboticus problema ita a minime.
Ita.
Ita problema habet, sed birotam non habet. Ita es problema. Roboticus birotam non habet. Lucius non es laetus quia roboticus suus birotam non habet. Omnes,
Ita.
what is laetus? Quid significat? What does laetus mean?
Happy.
All right, so if I said non es laetus, what am I saying?
Isn't
Is
happy.
not happy.
Right, not happy. Good. All right. And who's roboticus? When I say roboticus suus, what does suus mean?
Is
Yes.
Good. And what's I don't know, what's a gesture we could use for suus? That's a tricky one. Or is there a way we can anchor suus? Suus is technically an adjective. So you would see suus, sua, suum. All right. So it's gonna mean, whoops. I'll keep it up on the screen because we're gonna see it. It's gonna be like his or her or its own, right? So we
and
could think of
who
it.
is there?
Sorry,
Is sum their own? Is it plural?
sum is neuter, so its
Neuter.
own, right? But
Its
remember,
own.
this is tricky because the way this works is it refers to the noun itself. So the roboticus being ending in us is going to be suus. If it was a
Right.
birota, it'd be sua birota, right?
Right.
So suum would be for
Okay.
words that are neuter. Because
Right.
oftentimes, I don't know about you guys, but I would often think about it from the perspective of the speaker, which is not how that works. It's an adjective, it just modifies the noun. So it has to agree with the noun. All right. All right, so birotam non habet. Birotam robotico suo volt. So again, notice how suo changes to match robotico, right? And notice how robotico changes from roboticus to robotico, because who does he want the bike for? He wants it for his robot, right? Robotico suo. So let me move I got too many screens up here. There we go. So a great way to ask this question, and we're going to be using this today a little bit. So if I said omnes,
Ita.
cui Lucius pirotam volt. Cui. What am I asking? Cui.
Who does he want it for?
Yes. So we want to know, he wants this bike. Who does he want it for? Who's he going to give it to, right? So cui is going to ask
Robotico
that question.
suo.
Bene, robotico suo. So cui Lucius pirotam volt? Lucius pirotam volt robotico suo, right?
Ita.
Bene. All right. So Rachel, tu es Lucius Groundcrawler. Cui tu vis birotam. Cui tu vis birotam.
Bolo, birotam, robotico. How do you say my own?
Ooh, it's good. Yes, that's what I was trying to see. If you, okay, good. So it's meus, mea,
Meu.
meum, right?
Okay,
So I'm gonna move
meus. Is that the right one?
close. So if it's robotico suo, what do you think robotico would be for
Mm.
robotico? Make it rhyme. Robotico
Robotico meo.
ita. That's it. You got it. Yep. Come on. So and if it's gonna be so for example, tuus tua tuum is gonna be your, right? So let's see here. I'm trying to think of a way to make it tuus tua tuum. Allison, ego sum Lucius Groundcrawler.
Ita.
Cui ego volo birotam. Cui ego volo
Tu,
birotam.
tu vis birotam robotico tuus.
Tuo. Ita.
Tuo. Robotico tuo.
Ita. Karen, ego sum Lucius Groundcrawler. Cui ego birotam volo. Cui ego volo birotam.
Two V's. Birotam rodobotico suo.
Close. Robotico.
Tuyo. Tuum.
Ita. There you go. Tuo. Optime.
Tua.
Ita. So Karen, tu es Lucius Groundcrawler. Cui tu vis birotam. Cui tu vis birotam.
Ego volo birotam robotico mio.
Ita, optime, ita, bene, ita. You got it. So the cui is just asking us again, we want something for somebody, and we're going to use this robotico suo, robotico meo, robotico tuo, something like that, right? All right, let's keep going then. So, said Lucius ad Tatooine eat, and just bringing everybody together because Karen's been doing all the heavy lifting. Karen, quo tu es Lucius Groundcrawler. Quo tu is. Quo tu is.
Ad Tatooine. Eo.
Ita. In fact, I should probably put that slide up. There we go. That's what you needed. Ita. All right. Allison, tu es Lucius Groundcrawler. Quo tu is. Quo tu is.
Eu ita Tatooine.
Ita tu is ad Tatooine. Omnes,
Ita.
Alice and Lucius Groundcrawler ad Tatooine eat. Oh,
Oh.
Ita. Rachel, tu es Lucius Groundcrawler. Quo tu is. Quo tu is.
Ao ad Tatooine.
Ita, tu is ad Tatooine. Optime, ita, tu is ad Tatooine. Bene. So ad, what does ad mean, everybody?
Two.
Bene. So good gesture, ad, I think. I don't know. I don't know if there's a sign language way of doing this, but if Jessie was here, she would probably tell us, but oh well. So Lucius Groundcrawl ad Tatooine eats, said, Omnes,
Ita.
Puella est in Tatooine.
Oh.
Oh, es Puella in Tatooine. Quid significa Puella?
A girl.
Girl.
Yes, Puella es girl, ita. And what's the opposite? If we have a Puella, what will we say is the opposite?
Queer.
Puer, ita, puer. So, puer is boy, whoops. And if you're being puerile, good English SAT word, especially for us guys, you're acting like a boy, right? You're being like a child. So puella, puer. So one of the ways that you can kind of really get your vocabulary to work is, think in terms of synonyms, antonyms, form associations. So puella est in Tatooine. Omnes,
Ita.
esne puella in Tatooine.
Ita.
Ita. Esne roboticus in Tatooine.
Minime.
Minime. Ita. Esne puer in Tatooine.
Ita.
Ita. Lucius Groundcrawler est puer. Et Lucius Groundcrawler est in Tatooine. Es puella in Tatooine. Es puer in Tatooine. Optime. Sed es puella. Lucius dicit. Lucius dicit. Lucius Salve puella. Abesne birotam robotico meo. Oh. Ita, Lucius dicit, abesne birotam robotico meo. What does this word a mean?
To her.
Yeah. Now, the good thing about this word a is it's the same form if we're going to say it's a pronoun. So if you want to say something to her, it's a. If you want to say something to him, it's also a. So it's easy, right? So Lucius dicit, abesne birotam robotico meo, deinde, puella dicit, non
No.
abeo.
Ew. Oh.
Oh, male.
I thought she was
Oh.
gonna say, I never heard that pickup line before.
That'd be for Latin intermediate, Allison, not Latin beginning. Come on. That's from Ovid. Ita. Bene, omnes,
Ita.
abetne puella birotam, ita a minime.
Minime. Puella non est
Minime,
birotam.
minime. Tristis est Lucius Groundcrawler. Tristis
Oh.
est. Tristis. Esne laetus, omnes esne Lucius laetus.
Minime.
Minime,
Lucas
non
non
est
est
laetus.
laetus.
Est tristis.
Est
Ita.
tristis.
Ita est tristis. Omnes dicit ne. Dicit ne. Remember this ne makes it a yes or no. Dicit ne Lucius puellae. Puellae ita a minime.
Minime.
Minime. To the girl, right? Notice that the word puella changes to puellae, right? So dicit ne Lucius puellae what am I saying minime? Ita. Lucius puellae dicit ita.
So did he speak to the girl? I thought,
Ita.
did the girl speak to him?
Right. No. How would we do that? Well, that would be Diki ne puela
Puelai Diki?
puero to the boy, right?
Ah,
So Diki ne puela puero ita minime.
Ita.
Ita. Ita. No la veo. Ita. Puela
Okay.
puero diki. Now we can also replace that. We can replace both those with that pronoun. That could be to him. Well, let's be ladies first. To her or to him, right? So we can say, right, puelai, or we can say puero, or we can just take those out and put in a. Bene? So, omnes,
Ita.
dicit ne Lucius a ita an minime. What am I asking? Dicit ne, remember the ne just makes it a question, because we don't have punctuation in ancient Rome. Dicit ne Lucius a ita an minime.
Did he speak to her?
Ita. So ita an minime.
Yeah.
Ita. Dicit ne Lucius puelai ita an minime.
Ita.
What did I ask?
Same thing. Did he speak
Ah,
to the girl?
ita. Dicit ne Lucius robotico
Minime. He didn't speak to the robot.
minime. Dicit ne Lucius puelai an robotico.
Puelai.
Puelai, ita puelai. Lucius dicit puelai, Lucius non dicit robotico. Omnes
Ita.
cui Lucius dicit. Cui Lucius dicit.
Ella?
Puelai.
Puelai. Puelai ita. Or you could have said what? A, right? Either one would work. Puelai a. Omnes
Ita.
quis puelai dicit. Quis puelai dicit.
Lucius.
Ita Lucius puelai dicit. Quis Lucius. So getting back to that conversation a little bit earlier, right? When I say quis, actually, let me pull this up here. When I say quis, that quis is going to kind of trigger you to use that nominative form. It wants to know the subject, right? If I say cui, it wants to give you, it's going to force you to give me the the indirect object, right? The dative case, right? So that's one of the great things about the Latin interrogatives is that it's asking you to kind of produce the form of the word that you need, which makes it a lot more sense. So kind of keep that in mind when we're looking at these. All right. Karen, tuus Lucius Groundcrawler. Cui tu dicis. Cui tu dicis.
Ego dico. Um. Puelai.
Ita recte, tu dicis puelai, ita plaudite, optime, tu dicis puelai. Omnes,
Ita.
Karen Lucius dicit puelai. Oh,
Oh.
ita. Rachel, tu es Lucius Groundcrawler. Cui tu dicis, cui tu dicis.
Dico, dico puelai?
Ita, optime, tu dicis puelai, ita. Omnes,
Ita.
Rachel Lucius dicit puelai. Optime.
Oh.
Oh, ita.
Oh.
He's a brave Lucius Groundcrawler, speaking to the ladies. Allison, tu
Ita.
es puela. Cui tu dicis puela, Allison, in Tatooine.
Digo puedo.
Ah, ita, recte. Tu dicis puero, optime, ita. Omnes,
Ita.
Allison Puella dicit puero. Oh.
Oh,
Now, if we wanted to use his name just for reference, it would be Lucio, right? Lucio, right?
Dio.
To Lucius, right?
No,
To Luke.
non intelligo nomen sibi sum.
Quid nomen tibi? Puella?
I forgot her name.
We don't have one. You can make it up.
Oh, uh,
Allison.
nomen mihi est Missy.
Missy. Omnis
Ita.
Puella in Tatooine. Puella in Tatooine est Missy.
Missy
Oh,
Urudishani.
Missy.
Urudishani. You know her?
Missy Uru. Who? Uru.
She's a TPRS student. She's really good and teacher.
Oh, yeah. She teaches Japanese. Yes, I know Missy. Yes. That's funny. So shout out to Missy. Yeah, it was actually the first class I took was with her in Japanese, actually. So, bene. All right. Omnes ego sum Sean Connery. Ita, Sean Connery. Cui ego sum in Toledo in España. Ita.
Ita.
Sume in España. Ita minime.
Ita.
Ita sume in España. Et cui ego dico. Cui ego dico. Any
Simi
suggestions?
tuae?
Hmm?
Simiae tuae?
Minime.
Minime?
Minime. Minime.
In
Who am I talking
Toledo.
to in Spain, in Toledo? Any
Don
ideas?
Quixote.
Beyonce?
Oh, Beyonce? Paine. Paine. Don Quixote, paine. Paine means almost.
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 Mm.
Almost. Paine.
Mm.
Omnes.
Ita.
Ego. Secretum habeo. All right. Secretum means a secret. So when I say secretum, you do this and lean into the screen. Right.
Oh.
Secretum habeo. Ego dico Antonio Banderas.
Antonio Banderas.
Ita, Antonio
Oh.
Banderas. Actually,
No.
technically, it's Antonius Banderas, since we're going to make it Latin.
Antonius Banderas.
Antonius Banderas. Ita, ego dico viro. Ego dico viro. All right, viro. To the man, to a man. Antonius Banderas says weird. Oh, Antonio Banderas, Ita, muy guapo. Ita, omnes,
Say that in Latin.
exactly.
Pulcro,
Pucer,
pulcro, multo pulcro,
pucerimus est,
pulcherimus est.
pucerimus est,
Antonio
Antonius
Banderas
Banderas.
pulcherimus est.
Omnes,
Ita.
Ita.
dico ne Antonio Banderas, ita minime.
Ita.
Ita. Dico, right? I'm just asking. Dico, and I put the ne on there to make it a binary yes or no question, right? Dico ne, right? Antonio Banderas, ita. Ita.
Ita.
Omnes,
Ita.
dico ne viro an puelai. Viro an puelai.
Guido.
Ita. Dico viro Antonio Banderas, ita.
Antonio
Non dico
Banderas.
puelai, dico viro, ita. Dico ne simiai,
Minime.
minime simiai to the monkey, minime. Dico ne robotico,
Minime.
minime. Dico ne viro,
Ita.
Yeah.
ita. Ita,
Mia
viro,
est
ita.
in Petra Jordan et robotico est in Tatooine.
Ita looks similar on the screen, but they're not the same place. Omnes,
Ita.
Cui ego dico. Cui ego dico. Cui.
Antonio Banderas, viro pulcrissimo.
Ah, pucherrimo ita. Wiro
Pucherrimo,
pucherrimo ita.
pucherrimo.
Ego dico Wiro. Ego dico Antonio Banderas. Ego dico Wiro pucherrimo ita. Quis, omnes, quis
Yes.
Antonio Banderas dicit. Quis Antonio Banderas dicit. Quis.
Mm.
Two. Sean Connery.
Ita, ego dico Wiro, ego dico Antonio, ita.
Magis Sean Connery.
Ita magis, or Sean Connery, ita Sean Connery if I'm in character. Karen, tu es Lucius Groundcrawler. Cui ego Sean Connery dico. Cui ego dico.
Two dickies. Antonio Banderas.
Ita, ottime. Ego, recte, ego dico Wiro, ego dico Antonio Banderas, ita, Wiro pucherrimo, ita. Rachel, tu es Lucius Groundcrawler. Cui ego Sean Connery dico. Cui ego dico.
Two dickies. Sean Connery?
Ego
No?
sum Sean Connery. Ita ego sum Sean Connery. So cui ego dico. Ego Sean Connery. Cui Sean Connery dico.
Mm. I am confusion.
Ita. So ego sum Sean Connery.
Okay.
Sum in Toledo in España. Ita.
Sí.
Ego dico. Cui ego
Uh-huh.
dico. So what am I asking you?
Um,
Cui.
to who are you talking?
Yes. Cui ego dico.
Okay. Um, mm, okay, so ego deco or
Ego dico. I'm asking you. Who
okay,
am
so
I?
two Dikis Antonius Banderas.
Ita ego dico Antonio Banderas. Ita Wiro Pucherrimo. Ita. Bene. Right. Yeah, all you're doing is tell me who I'm speaking to.
Okay.
And all right. Allison. Uh tu es Sean Connery. Cui tu dicis. Cui tu dicis.
El dico cum mihi.
Tu es Sean
Was
Connery.
ita cur ego sum senex.
Ita. Tu es Senex. Said
Ego sum
cui tu
senex.
dicis, Sean Connery.
Um,
Don't confuse everybody. Just because you're old doesn't mean everybody else has to be Sean Connery.
mihi. How would I say with myself? Cum mihi
Cum,
cum
you would say mihi. If you would say you're speaking to yourself, in that case,
el
dico
dico
mihi
mihi
ita,
cum
but that's
senex.
no minime. Tu dicis, cui tu dicis, Sean Connery. Tu es in España. Tu es en Toledo, España. Cui tu dicis.
Ego dico Antonio Banderas.
Ita, tu dicis Antonio Banderas, ita. Tu dicis Wiro Pucherrimo, ita.
Viro pucerrimo.
Ita.
Et
Yeah, don't,
juvenis.
ita. Ita, tu es Xanax. Thought Craig said Xanax. Tu habes Xanax.
He's
Bene,
sort of fascinating
omnes,
recreational drug.
Ita.
omnes, ego sum Sean Connery, ego dico Antonio Banderas. Ita?
Ita.
Ita.
Ita. Where are we at with understanding this so far? 5 means you got, 4 means you got it, but you kind of have to look at the screen. 3, you got it, but you got to really look at the screen. 2, all right, 3 is good. Karen, where are you at?
4.
All right. Where's Cotton? His paw. All right. Benny, let me try to like consolidate. So I'll bring it together and then we'll kind of wrap things up. So es puedes Lucius Groundcrawler. Lucius Groundcrawler birotam robotico suo volt sed non es laetus. Lucius Groundcrawler ad Tatooine eat et espuela in Tatooine et Lucius Groundcrawler e dicit salve puella abesne birotam robotico meo puella e dicit missy puella e dicit non abeo Lucius Groundcrawler tristis est ego sum Sean Connery volo scutum simiae meae ita scutum simiae meae et sum in Toledo España et est vir ego dico Antonio Banderas. Bene? How about now? Where are we at with understanding what I just said? Hopefully that improved things.
Oh.
So fingers. All right. Okay. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Just take a minute and try to describe the situation, but you play the role of Lucius Groundcrawler. So try to describe his situation first. And then if you can, try to describe Sean Connery's. But I'll give you 1 minute. Just try to say as much as you can, and then we'll bring it back together. So I'll mute myself so you don't hear me yapping away. All right. 1 minute, go. Describe situations. Lucius Groundcrawler. All right, Salwit, it's going to bring you guys back, and we'll wrap things up here by having you guys kind of describe the situation as much as you can. Let's see here. Rachel, let's have you start. Describe as much as you can. You are Lucius Groundcrawler. Remember, just crank out as much as you can. 4 cents is awesome. So go ahead and try to say as much as you can. You're muted though.
Thanks. Okay. Lucius Groundcrawler. Let's see. Birotum. Let's see. So the verb goes at the end of the sentence, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Lucius Birotem Wolt.
Ita.
Let's see. How do I say for? Like for
Robotico.
robotico. Let's see. Oh, robotical suos.
Okay.
Mm.
Suo.
Okay. Let's see.
I mean, that's good. It's only your second day. I'm throwing a lot at you.
That's
So I
okay. Let me see what else I can do. Sean Connery. Let's see, Sean Connery, Simeon Habet. I don't know.
That's good. That's good. Hey, we'll take it. That's good. Ultime. Bene. Tu es Lucius Groundcrawler. Tu birotam non abet. Tu birotam volt robotico tuo et est vir Sean Connery est vir. Sean Connery simiam abet. Bene? All right, good. Good. Remember, it's only your second day, and it was like 2 weeks ago that you actually dropped into the middle of class. So that's pretty good to be able to formulate a couple sentences and remember those. All right. Allison, tu es Lucius Groundcrawler. Describe the situation.
Ego sum Lucius Groundcrawler. Robotico habeo. Tristis sum. Cur or quia, right? Quia robotico meo birotam volte, birotam non habet. Oh, tristis. Ad Tatooine. Ad Tatooine eat. Well, eat is third person, right? So what's
Ita,
is?
eo,
Eo. That's right. Ad Tatooine eo et video pulcra puella. Is it video then? Et dico puella. Habesne birotam robotico meo. Et puella me dicit non habeo. Sad ending.
ita, clarite, bene. Tu es Lucius Groundcrawler. Tu abes roboticum, sed tu non es laetus, tu es tristis, quia birotam non abes robotico tuo. Tu is ad Tatooine, es puella, tu vides puellam pulcram, et tu dicis salve puella, abesne birotam robotico meo, et puella tibi dicit, minime non abeo birotam. Bene?
Ben,
Did I miss anything? Ita,
no, I don't think so.
Ita, optime. Karen, tu es Lucius Groundcrawler. Describe the situation as much as you can.
Ego sum Lucius Groundcrawler, and Endor habito ad Tatooine eo. Robotico meus no laetus east, quia no birotam habet. Quia pulcra est. Ego quia dico abesne. Sorry, my kids are being noisy. Abesne birotam robotico meo. Mihi dicit minime non abeo.
Ultime, Ita, ultime. Tu es Lucius Groundcrawler. Tu roboticum habet, sed is non es laetus, roboticus non es laetus, quia birotam non habet. Tu, Lucius Groundcrawler, is ad Tatooine, es puella, tu dicis tu dicis puellae, Salve, abesni birotam robotico meo, et puella tibi, puella dicit, minime non abeo, tues tristis. Bene? Did I miss anything? All right. Ultime. Ultime. Very good. Yeah, so this is a tricky one because we're really kind of working on this, what's called the dative case. When you say something to someone, indirect, right? You're saying something to someone. We looked at that earlier, right? We're giving something to somebody. So birotam to the robotico, ascultum to the simii. So we're actually got quite a bit of Latin, like a lot of foundational stuff to use the language with. All right, is there any questions you guys had? Anything that wasn't clear before I cut you loose for the week? All right. Yeah, it's your chance. All right. Well, we stop sharing. So gratias vobis. I'll see you guys next week. So have a good week.
Yeah,
Thank
Gratias.
you.
Vale,
Remember-
valete.
I won't be there on Saturday.